What's that? Expecting payment? No, no, no. That's not how it works in this mercenary outfit. But what you do get is a new Flashpoint Extracurricular activity. So, welcome back, everyone. I am your host, Commander Get Good Fox of GGF's Unpaid Losers, and looks like we're working for House Steiner. Look at this. We haven't had a mission for them in a pretty long time. It actually popped up fairly recently. So let's see what we got here. 3.5 skulls. Okay, a little bit spicier, but I would really like to get some 4 skull contracts, but I understand why a lot of them are here, just because, like I said, 3 skulls are kind of considered the medium level of difficulty, where, the battles are profitable. They probably don't think that you have, an Annihilator and a King Crab to get things done. Anyways, the system we're going to is Brockway. Short engagement, consecutive deployments. Yes, we got plenty of mechs to rotate between, though. Bonus rewards. We get rare items, hopefully not another piece of a commando. Our opponent is interesting, the Federated Suns, House Davion. So, I require your help on a personal matter, Commander. No other mercenary company will do. If you accept, further details will be provided upon your arrival at Brockway. Sure, why not? Let's go hear what he has to say. Extracurricular activities. High orbit over Brockway. Alban Stieglitz Bradford says, "Welcome to Brockway, Commander Fox. I'm pleased that you've answered my summons. Not all mercenary commands are bold enough to attack Davion interests inside the Federated Suns' own borders." Well, I had no idea that's what we were doing. Brockway, a rugged, harsh world. Brockway was colonized only due to its rich mineral resources. Originally held by the Concordat, as in the Tarian Concordat, the planet was seized by the Federated Suns after the Reunification Wars and has been a Davion holding ever since. As I said, House Davion and House... what is the house for... House Calderon of the Tarian Concordat. They don't get along too well. A job's a job, Graf Stieglitz Bradford. Now tell us what you want to do. I will provide you with a set of coordinates. There you will find a Davion munition stockpile disguised as a civilian warehouse. I want you to capture it. So you can steal the munitions? No, my dear, to provoke a response. House Davion will dispatch its nearest security lance to reclaim its stolen property. The commander of that lance is known to me. His name is Lord Jesper Bisset, and his father, Duke Royden Bisset, is an influential member of the Lyran court. Hold on, got some text messages. Duke Bisset also happens to be one of my most tenacious political enemies. He is a vile man, a drunkard, and a boor, and nothing would make me happier than to see his house disgraced. And so, Commander, when Jesper comes for you, I want you to smash his battle mech. Send him limping home to his father, blanketed in shame. Okay? Yeah, I'd say that shouldn't be a problem. That is a service we offer. I'm glad to hear it, Commander Fox. Very glad indeed. Come to me when the job is done. I will see that you are well compensated. Your view screen goes dark as Stieglitz Bradford cuts the comm feed. This whole affair feels a little childish, but that isn't our concern. If Stieglitz Bradford wants to pay us to make his political rival looks bad, I'm not going to say no. Let's do this, Commander. Collect our pay and get out of here. I'll be watching you from above. I mean, who cares? If you want to pay me to, get the rarest, baby pacifier for, your newborn child that you need me to smash up a supply convoy for, I'll do it. We're not going to complain about, beating people up. It's really not that big of a deal. Anyways, give me a moment and I'll get things set up. Oh yes, almost forgot. I looked at the battlefield of the mission coming up and it looks like it's in a desert, and we got a special request from one of our pilots, Mr. Kelgas, who wanted me to utilize one of the weapons that I haven't really messed around with, and I always said, you know what, fine. I'll do exactly that. I will bring out the Grasshopper, specifically to utilize 6 flamers that I have equipped across all 6 of the hard points on the mech. I even tried to fit in an Inferno SRM. However, Inferno SRM, it does require 2 critical slots, and the missile hardpoint on the Grasshopper is in the head, which only has a single critical slot. This particular Grasshopper is pretty heavily customized with exceptional armor, 1200, which is very good for a 70-ton mech. It has all of its jump jets. It has actually some leg upgrades to reduce DFA damage. A DFA, that stands for death from above. It's when a battle mech basically jumps onto another mech and basically uses the weight and the size and also the inertia of like something that's 70 tons landing on top of you against the target. A particularly famous battle mech for attempting DFAs is actually the Highlander, because it is known as it's a very, very heavy mech, a 90-ton mech that typically has jump jets, and a successful usage of a DFA from a Highlander became nicknamed the Highlander Burial, because typically it smashes you like into the earth due to like 90 tons falling on you. But yeah, the DFA causes damage to the pilot or to the battle mech itself, so these leg upgrades are going to reduce the amount of DFA damage. In addition to that, there are multiple arm upgrades that altogether looks like it's going to be 40, 100, 105 extra melee damage, and that's because this mech is designed to burn enemies, and if there isn't an opportunity to burn them, and remember the flamers are designed to increase the heat, the goal is to shut the enemies down through using heat. If that opportunity doesn't exist, it's just going to get in and start like wailing on people in melee combat. It does still have 5 medium lasers, which is, you know, nothing to turn your nose up against, but the medium lasers are more of a, you know, a side feature of this mech. I don't know, it could be a completely terrible mech, I have no idea, but Mr. Kelgas wanted to see it, so that's what we're gonna do. Oh, I also forgot to mention, or maybe I did mention, and this will be a redundant section, the Highlander has been restored. Look, it has its Gauss rifle. The word Gauss comes from I think it was a Russian scientist, and this is not fake. There was he was either a Russian scientist or a German scientist, and his last name was Gauss. If you've never heard of a Gauss rifle, perhaps you've heard of like a railgun, basically an idea of a weapon that uses magnetism to accelerate a projectile. Well, that concept was, I believe, invented by Mr. Gauss. So the Gauss rifle is now available with 2 tons of ammo. Each ton has 8 rounds, so it can shoot the Gauss rifle 16 times. That's fine. I don't expect to shoot the Gauss rifle more than 16 times in any given battle. And I've strapped it up with some very, very high quality weapons. It's not quite returned to its Star League design. For example, these are single heat sinks, they're not double heat sinks. And, you know, like having some ER medium lasers would give it even more of that Star League feel. But I did the next best thing, which was to give it medium lasers that have, these are Magna Mark IIs, and they do 10 more damage than normal, so these medium lasers do 35 instead of 25. And an ER medium laser, at least in this game, does 35 damage, and it can shoot farther. But, you know, that's still really good. In addition to that, because this is not, you know, you might ask, why can't I just do this with a regular Highlander? What stops me from putting this same weapon loadout on? And the answer is actually in the heat efficiency. Because this is a genuine Star League Highlander, it has better heat sinking capability by default. Every battle mech can sink a 30 heat without any. If you take off all the heat sinks, like if we just took all these heat sinks off, let me see if it actually works, if it's going to show you the update on it. Okay, yeah, so you can see here, but now that I've taken this off, there are no heat sinks, and yet this Highlander is still capable of sinking 60 heat, which is crazy. Like, some of the mechs I've designed that have heat sinks on them don't even sink 60 heat, and that's because all of the battle mechs, they come with a certain amount of heat sinks that are just kind of built into the chassis as is standard. And because most of these battle mechs are not Star League, genuine Star League mechs, they use regular built-in heat sinks. So they dissipate 30 heat, and that's because just moving, the engine being on, just moving around, dissipates heat. But because this is a real Star League Highlander, its built-in heat sinks are double heat sinks. So it actually sinks 60 heat by default rather than 30. And so if we combine all of it together, this Highlander is far more capable of very aggressive dynamic action because of that. In fact, if we see now, our heat sinking is up to 78. That's really not much higher than the original 60. It's what, like 18 higher? So that just goes to show you how much more powerful a Star League battle mech is compared to a standard, a normal, like everyday, one of the downgraded ones when double heat sinks became lost technology. Okay, so extracurricular activities. Capturing the base in a desert, 3.5 skull difficulty, which is why we're going to try this strategy. Went for the money rather than the salvage, because I just don't, I expect maybe we'll get one good item, one good, you know, either a weapon or an equipment. So I want to have that one pick available. Otherwise, if this was a 3 skull mission, I probably just would have went the full money. You'll find the Davion munitions factory at the coordinates I've outlined, Commander Fox. Take it from them. It may serve as the bait for the trap that I'm paying you to set. You're the man, Fox. This deployment is just set up for a larger fight to come, so try not to get too beat up out there. So here is our interesting team. Bringing a different team, just because, you know, we already know that we could trash people with the Annihilator and the King Crab. So I'm going to try a shutdown sniper team. And that means we're bringing out the Marauder, because remember, the Lance Command mod gives you a bonus to calling shots. The pilot will be Scylla, who already is a master of calling shots, so they stack together. On top of that, the Highlander is going to be able to use the Gauss rifle to snipe people at pretty much any range it wants. And on top of that, it will be piloted by Kelgast, who came up with the idea to try this in the first place, and so he's also a master shot caller, which makes it perfect. The Cyclops will be here to bring the battle computer to give us the flexibility of when we want to perform our moves, and Valkyrie, who has been kind of our famous Grasshopper pilot, will be trying out this crazy, like, Burninator combo out, and we'll see how it goes. See you on the battle, boys. Welcome to our extra dry and hot battlefield. Alban Stieglitz Bradford says, the Davion munitions factory should be just ahead of your Lance Commander. Regrettably, I don't have any reliable intel to share regarding the opposing force's strength or composition. I would recommend scouting ahead before engaging the facility's defenders. Now remember, Commander, this drop is only the beginning. You're going to have another fight ahead of you, so try not to take any unnecessary risks. Too late for that. And even if we did get a bit banged up, we have so many other battle mechs to use, so looks like we have no idea where the enemy is. They're not even giving us a hint, so I guess I will just run straight in a straight line towards it and not scout or anything, and I'll just let you know when we're ready to start the fight. Okay, so we have detected our targets. Looks like we've only detected turrets, actually. They've got assault class turrets. So a heavy laser turret has a pair of large lasers and 3 medium lasers, and then 2 machine guns for up-close combat. They're actually quite painful, so I guess we're just going to go over and destroy them or something. Let's go ahead and reserve, though.
Receiving you.
I don't see any reason why we shouldn't just try to pick these guys off from long range.
Location confirmed.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Confirmed.
The reason I'm saying it in this manner, like, you know, why should we pick them off from long range? Because remember that the reinforcements can be triggered by specific events such as getting too close. That's kind of what I'm worried about. Alrighty, let's go ahead and blast it with our large lasers. Kind of weird to have the, Oh, let's see what weapons these turrets have. So this is a heavy sniper turret. It's armed with 4 AC-2s and 2 PPCs and 2 machine guns. So also pretty dangerous. Not gonna feel good if you get shot by those.
Confirmed.
That said, the Highlander has indirect fire capability, able to launch a barrage of LRM-20s, which we will go ahead and do.
One less turret.
I'm going to be jumping a lot with the Highlander just because it's going to be able to cover more ground. I'm going to move over here to get a visual on the turret. It is a heavy LRM turret that's armed with a pair of LRM-15s and a pair of LRM-10s, so what does that total up to? Basically like having 30, 40, 50 missiles.
What do you need?
Looks like there's no combination of moves that are going to get us into range there, so let's go ahead and reserve down. It looks like the base has the appearance of being undefended. Go ahead and jump. Jumping will allow us to get just that little bit further, bringing the Gauss rifle into direct line of sight. So that's interesting right there. You can see that one of the rules of the Gauss rifle is that it does damage to the structure even if it hits armor. So you can see that's why, even though the armor hasn't fallen yet, it actually took some damage there, which is interesting. You know, it thinks of a way maybe you'd be able to destroy it without going through the armor, but
Yep.
doesn't look like there's any way to finish this target off.
Ready for orders.
And as a result, I think I'm just gonna tank up, actually.
Got it. Venting heat.
Okay. We got eyes on the factory. I'd recommend approaching with caution. I can't see anything else moving in there, but that could change in a hurry if you're not careful. Boss, getting new enemy. Okay, so we literally moved one tile closer, and that caused the new enemies to appear. If their static defenses weren't online before, they are now. It was bound to happen sooner or later. Get on those turrets. I'll call out any more hostiles if I see. Okay, maybe it was just the turrets. Okay, looks like the turrets were still incapable of attacking, which is... Oh, no, never mind. It's just...
Waiting for the right move.
You should just be able to tap this... Let's just tap this turret and finish it off, to be honest. 3 ought to do it.
Aye,
Okay, just enough.
One less turret.
Okay, so the turrets didn't have any way to attack, so that's perfectly fine. Let's get over here to get line of sight. And the last one is another heavy laser turret. Turrets always have initiative 1, meaning we should be able to neutralize all of these without a problem.
Good to go.
Let's reserve so that our Cyclops can move.
Yes, Commander.
Right over here.
Roger.
And don't fire, just fire, yeah, just fire your... A little bit, well, a lot of it overkill, but just making sure that we get the job done. Plus, I'm not worried about running out of ammo.
Orders?
All right, everybody, pile in.
Position confirmed. Roger that.
Jumping around, just because it does allow us to move farther.
Location.
In fact, we can pretty much jump every turn with the Highlander. All right, so the reinforcements were triggered by capturing
Bandits.
Scylla's advanced radar allows us to see what we're dealing with.
What do you need?
Let's go ahead and reserve.
Waiting for the right move. Orders?
60, 65, 275 ton mechs. Interesting. I'm gonna have the Grasshopper. Okay, it looks like our target's gonna be the Black Knight, and that's because the Black Knight typically has heat problems. Actually, a lot of these mechs have heat problems, so they've kind of taken the exact incorrect battle mechs, which is amusing. I'm not unhappy about it. Kelgas, you're gonna stay here, I think. Yeah, you don't really have a good shot on anything. Yeah, just stay here. We're just gonna take defensive positions for now.
Yeah? Copy that.
That's a miss. Be careful, you might not want to shoot those very hot weapons. Who knows what would happen? Getting into position. Basically, like, we're going to let them take the first shots because we'll be in a really good position to either avoid or weather the shots, and that should mean that they'll have low evasion. Okay. Exactly as we planned, they fired harmlessly.
Damage is minor, Commander.
Now, let's see. None of them have really committed to attacking, so I don't believe any of us will really commit to attacking either. Okay, a melee attack, that's fine. I was wondering if one of them would do that. Which means Valkyrie will now need to move. I was hoping they would take a shot at Valkyrie, but that's not what they did. The armor of the Grasshopper more than capable of withstanding such a piteous attack. Alright, time to get the Grasshopper moving. Although I'm kind of sad about it. I really don't want to do it that way, so I'm just going to jump over here, I think.
Copy that.
And I think we're not going to use the Flamers yet. The Flamers are kind of like an ambush. Basically, I need them to heat up their mechs a little bit, then we'll use the Flamers to push them over the edge. Still, both sides being a bit cautious.
Minor damage. Waiting for orders.
I got a pretty clean shot on some of these guys. I think I'm just going to take some shots just to kind of, you know, let's get this fight going. About right here. Yeah, right out in the open. I'm going to tank up, and I'm going to attack this Black Knight. Just, you know, let him have a little bit of, you know, just let him know, hey, the fight's beginning. You guys can start shooting back. There we go. That's what I like to see. Now, that should give him a lot of heat. Good. Okay, so that's perfect.
Waiting for orders.
Yeah? Moving to position.
Now what we want to do is... we don't really want to attack the Black Knight. And that's because the Black Knight is going to be our kill target. And I also don't want to generate very much heat. So I'm going to knock one of my... Because remember that Scylla is going to go first. And that means, like... Or Scylla's going to go earlier in the turn. So we're just going to shoot just to kind of pepper this guy with some shots. Cyclops can handle it.
Light damage. Holding firm.
Kelgast. I want you to go for... Who are we shooting at? We're kind of shooting at the quick draw. Yeah, let's go ahead and shoot at the quick draw. There we go. Alpha strike on the quick draw. A little out of range. You know, I'm gonna jump closer to get in range. That's fine. Let him have it.
Now let's see how you play this.
Big barrage from all manner of different weapons.
Critical hit, Commander.
And you can see that despite jumping and firing a lot of stuff, you know, the heat wasn't that bad, to be honest. This mech is not looking too good.
What do you need?
Now, we don't want Scylla to go immediately, because Valkyrie is going to come in here like this. Let's have her jump over here.
Jumping.
And there's no need to use these medium lasers. So, Flamers only have 4 ammo, meaning each of them can fire 4 times. And they either don't generate heat at all, or they generate very little heat. So, and also, Valkyrie has very good gunnery. So, we should be able to just push this guy's heat all the way over into the shutdown.
On it.
There we go. So, we just burned him up. And so now he's shut down, which means he currently behaves just like someone who is prone.
Commander.
Let me see. What kind of shot can I get here? I'm a little out of range, so I might come a little closer. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's see. 91%. So even though he isn't technically prone, I have a 91% chance to hit his center torso. So now we're actually going to unload with all of our weapons and try to core this guy out early.
Eat this.
Okay, looks like we almost got him.
Nice. Got past the armor.
Yes, Commander.
And this is where Kelgas is going to try to deliver that final hit. And not even going to be an issue of trying. In fact, I don't even think he's going to need to make a precision shot.
Firing jump jet.
What I'm going to do is... although he doesn't have multi-shot, so I'm just going to fire... I kind of just want to shoot the Gauss rifle, but what are his hit probability? 82%. We'll fire the missile as well, just to be safe. Only one missile needs to hit, but I just like the idea of like just blasting a hole right through him with the Gauss rifle. There we go.
Tango down. Receiving you.
Okay, so now, like I said, we need to monitor their heat. This guy is really beat up on his left side, so I'm kind of encouraged to move a little more like this.
Acknowledged.
I'm gonna tank up because we didn't have to spend a precision strike points there, and now I'm just gonna like really eat into his like left side with all of this firepower. Oh man, it just completely blasted through him.
One less target.
Melee attack. Only 54 damage, though, and that's because the catapult doesn't really pack much of a
Double
wallop.
damage on that hit.
Because, like, I think you could understand that this mech just doesn't look like a mech that could really punch very hard. This is their opportunity to do some damage to the Cyclops, but they wasted it.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and...
What do you
Or
need?
are we? Do we have a potential rear shot here? Maybe. I'm just gonna get out of cover to see the possibility of a rear shot here. Oh my god, I think we have a rear center torso precision shot here. Let's go for it. Oh, very sad. We didn't quite get it off.
Oh, yeah.
Man, the probability of that was not super great. Like the odds of us scoring that kill were pretty good, so super sad about that one. Gonna have the Cyclops finish it off. And I'm only gonna fire my, I'll fire these two weapons. There. Just to make sure that at least some of the shots hit. Sudden death on this mech, we barely, you know, all of these kills so far are very, like, artful, high skill, well, except for the one we just blasted him away, so, you know, let's not speak too quickly, I suppose. Probably just stand my ground and tank up.
What's up, boss?
I think I'm just gonna... I just want to use a DFA attack on this guy. I'm gonna do it. So the way you perform a DFA attack, you ready your jump jet ability, and then you put it over him, and then you can jump in any of these. These are the areas you can land. And I'm gonna land probably... Where do I want to go? Probably behind him, like this. So I'm gonna attempt a our DFA percentages are 85%, which is actually pretty good. And then on top of that, we can also, because it is considered a melee attack, apparently I can also follow up with the flamer, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I have no idea. We're just going to do it. I don't do DFAs too often. Let's just do it because we're dumb.
Here we go!
Oh god, we did land out on him. We made the hit.
My armor's getting stripped off.
And then the flamethrowers. Not quite enough to, like, overheat him, but the, and so he had to skip a turn there. Let's see the condition. Leg damage? No breaches, though. He did have to skip his turn, though.
Yeah?
Looks like we don't have a shot anywhere, so I'm just gonna have Macronox chill out. Literally.
Cooling.
What am I doing? Let's reserve down.
Waiting for the right move.
Oh, how brave!
Porting.
He just fired full guns, even though he's
Good to go.
in a lot of trouble. Let's go ahead, and now we're just gonna punch-a-roni him the old-fashioned way.
On the move. Putting my weight into it.
We got his leg.
Let the Prometheum, burn it to a cinder.
That should easily push him into overheating. The mech shuts down and falls down.
Standing by.
And that means we can have Kelgast, old Kelgast buddy boy, go full guns on him like this. 90% chance to hit.
Roger.
And it's enough. Even though his center torso is actually heavily armored, like we barely scratched it. So like, there you go. Obviously, this kind of strategy is going to work a lot better in a desert area just because people's heat sinks don't function as well. Alban Stieglitz Bradford says, "Excellent work, Commander. Most excellent work indeed. The munitions factory is yours and our trap has been set. Now all we have to do is sit back and wait." Okay, that's not too bad, not too bad. Let's check out the kill board. Here is the kill board. Ironically, Macronox could not find any kills, despite Macronox being like our 200 damage, fine point sniper. But I think that's just because Macronox was taking the first shots and was going through the armor. But yeah, the kill shots were surprisingly made by the Cyclops. Actually got a lot of kills in, and the Highlander, it comes to be expected. It's a pretty powerful battle mech. So we did find, as I thought, there might be an interesting weapon to take. So I'm taking this Donnell PPC with 10 extra damage. And I also got lucky. It looks like I got that Diverse Optics medium laser, which is quite nice with the +3 accuracy, +10 plus 50% critical hit, +3 accuracy. Pretty nice overall. Extracurricular activities part 2, high orbit over Brockway. Well, that seemed to go well enough. Now all we have to do is sit on the factory until Lord Jesper shows up. Yeah, about that, Fox, we have a problem. I just got off the comm with a man named Miguel Zapata. He's a sort of community organizer for the inhabitants of the valley. What inhabitants? I didn't see any towns or villages around here. Well, that's the thing. As it turns out, this whole AO is densely populated. There's an expansive network of subterranean habitations and tunnels surrounding the munitions factory, and they weren't built to support the weight of a lance of battle mechs. Yikes! Are the inhabitants okay? More or less, for the time being at least. Most of the locals rode out of the fight in an old bunker, but it won't survive any more collateral damage. These people won't make it through another fight, but they can't run without our help. The whole valley is surrounded by bandit camps and outriders, and they'll do unspeakable things to any unarmed civvies that try to make a run through their territory. Not gonna lie, Box, the thought of a bunch of regular folks getting killed off over some aristocrat's stupid-ass political prank makes my blood boil. If Stieglitz Bradford were here right now, I'd give him the back of my metal hand. Well, it's a good thing he isn't here then. He's still our client, Yang. Client or no, his juvenile ploy has put a lot of civilians in harm's way. As much as I hate to say it, we've helped him do it. We have a responsibility to escort those people to safety, Commander. It's the right thing to do. I'm as enthusiastic about charity as anyone else, but we're already on contract to do another combat mission for House Steiner. If we help those locals, we'll be putting our own people in battle mechs at risk for nothing. Hell, it's worse than that. We'll be devaluing our services in front of a client. I'm assuming that this Zapata guy can't pay us anything. Not as such, no. Most of the locals' belongings are buried in a pile of rubble. There's one other wrinkle to consider before you come to a decision. If we leave the AO to help those people, we won't have time to return to the Argo for repairs afterwards. Win or lose, we'll have to march or limp right back to the factory to fight Lord Jesper's lance. Yeah, I know, but that's the situation we're in. Anyways, Fox, there are good reasons to help these people, and good reasons not to. We do still have another contract to finish for House Steiner. That doesn't change. Whatever you choose, so do we help Zapata and his people out or not? So here are our options. Flashpoint decision number 1, refuse to help the locals. We're professional mercenaries, not amateurs. We don't work unless we get paid, and contracts we've negotiated take priority over charity work. Or we could do Flashpoint decision, help to agree the locals. Help to agree to help the locals. Tell Zapata that we'll help his people get out of here. Whether they can pay for it or not, we'll worry about finishing the Steiner contract after the locals are safe. Okay, hold on a second. Let me consider our options, boys. All right, boys, now let me tell you something. Fox is not averse to working for free. After all, that's the whole thing. Everyone works for free except Fox. However, there is a catch here. Whose people are we saving? Tarian people, possibly? Federated Suns? House Davion's people? In other words, we're not going out of our way to save the people of our two primary employers. House Liao, the Capellan Confederation, or House Kurita, the Draconis Combine. If these were Combine citizens, or if these were Confederation citizens, maybe Fox would help them. But, as it stands, these are basically a bunch of nobodies who want help and they can't pay me. So it's true, we're professional mercenaries, not amateurs. We don't work unless we get paid, and contracts we've negotiated take priority over charity work. Roger that, Commander. Zapata won't like it, but I'll let him know. Alright, boys. Extracurricular activities, part 2. Defend the base in the desert. 3.5 skull difficulty. Once again, big money, some salvage. Lord Jesper and his lance are on their way to challenge you. Hold the factory and send him home in his ejection pod, defeated and ashamed. Leave his precious ancestral battle mech in smoldering ruin. You heard the man. Hold the base and take out all comers. So, to this end, we have a slight variation on the team we were using before. The Annihilator is going to come back out, and the reason for that is because we're going to try, because we're going for the big money, I would like to try to get the Defend the Base bonus. So the Annihilator, to that end, is going to be here to, try to swat these fools down. Typically, it's pretty hard to get the bonus on Defend the Base, though. So we've got the Cyclops here so that we can move early to hopefully destroy enemies before they get a chance to destroy our base. Junior, going to be piloting his favorite mech, the not the fully restored, but the largely restored Highlander, and Valkyrie is back again to continue piloting the Grasshopper, because we're still going to try our weird burning shenanigans. And here we are at the base. I don't know who you are, who sent you, mercenary, but in the name of House Bissett and House Davion, you will abandon this factory, or you will be destroyed. That's our cue, folks. It's time to get to work. Hold the factory and don't give Bissett an inch. It's important to our client that the opposing force fail by every conceivable measure before you break him. Okay, keep the structures intact and take Lord Bissett's lance down, and we'll call this thing a day. Good hunting, Commander. Okie dokes. Let's see.
This looks like a nice place to settle down. Raise some kids.
You mean some burning desert in the middle of nowhere? Okay, whatever you say, broski. Let's get into position. Faster battle mechs are free to move forward. Slower battle mechs will stay near the base.
Move into position.
Alrighty. Got two contacts. A cicada that is in... NANI? Rag, absolutely. Look how it's got, like... What is that? This thing is in ramshackle condition. It's been kept in such poor condition that it barely holds together. It carries only 25% its normal armor. I can see that. I'm just saying, I can see that. Go ahead and reserve down, let them come a little closer. I don't think any of them are actually in range to do anything. A dragon, interesting. Scratched one of the buildings? Let's see here. We can get a melee attack. That's going to be the best thing to do against such an evasive target.
You got it.
Left arm, left torso. Also, it should destabilize it. Yes, it did. It did destabilize. Although not knocked down, it's destabilized, which means its remaining evasion has been removed. You have a shot on him anywhere?
Receiving you.
Should have a shot on one of these guys. Go after the dragon. I'm not gonna jump in order to save some heat, and we're just gonna let him have it with these medium lasers.
Engaging target.
The mech is in such bad condition that, like, we're just penetrating its armor with ease. And I'm gonna probably perform a split fire, actually. I'm gonna go here and here, and I'm gonna do 3 over here and 2 over there.
Engaging multiple
Not enough to finish it off, but damage was significant. Oh man, a very fortunate ammo explosion.
Critical damage detected.
Yes, boss?
And let's see here. Let's see, can we finish someone off? Yes, his center torso's in really bad shape, so we might actually have a shot here. I'm gonna go ahead and spend the extra in order to get of us our best aim. If the Gauss rifle hits center torso, this guy's toast.
Roger that. Target
And it does. Excellent shooting. Excellent. Very good.
Target neutralized.
And I guess their Cicada gets to go first. Foiled some of its abilities, which is nice.
Orders?
I kind of want to go after this dragon because it hasn't made its turn yet.
On the move.
I'm not going to use the flamers on it though, just because it's about ready to drop.
Engaging.
Great shooting by Valkyrie. The dragon
Wicked
is
heavy
prone.
damage.
And I'm probably going to split fire again just to try and finish both of them. Well, I'm not going to do that actually. I'm going to fall back in preparation for the next wave, which I suspect will come from this direction.
Confirmed. Yes, Commander.
I think I'm just going to shoot at this guy and try to knock him
Firing
out.
on target.
Okay, he's out.
That's a kill. Ready to rock.
And what about this thing? This thing's almost destroyed as well, so let's just go over here,
I got
and I will blast them with my close-range weapons. Not the lasers, though.
you. Here we go.
There we go. So the recon, this I'm assuming was a recon lance.
I've got eyes on hostile.
Where are they going to land? Okay, so they landed on this side. Some of these buildings, even though this wall is here, some of the buildings might be targetable because they actually peek out over the wall. But we're going to scramble our way over there. Going to try to go around these in
Understood.
order to
Moving fast.
keep our speed up. Okay, a little bit of LRMs is not too big of a deal, but a lot of it just depends on how many of their mechs have LRMs. Oh, they're also over here?
A friendly structure.
Oh, that stinks. It's so hard to get a perfect defense.
Yup.
I had no idea that they would be in both directions. Okay, we'll split our mechs into two teams.
Copy that, Commander.
The Cyclops and the Annihilator will go this way, and the Highlander and the
Waiting for
Valkyrie will
order.
go the other way.
Jumping. Hostile uncensored.
Interesting. It looks like maybe 2 lances of mechs. I'm pretty sure we'll still be fine, though. Or it may be... Okay, yeah, here's a... They're all in such bad condition. It's so weird.
Commander?
Like, you'd think you would take a little bit better care of your, like, precious ancestral
Don't
battle
target.
mechs. I'm just saying. Okay. Also not a big deal.
Skipper.
Let's see. What is over here? There's so many enemies that we might actually run out of turns before anything else happens. Once these tall buildings are destroyed, they will have to get a physical view of things. Okay, I'm actually not going to do that. I think I'm just going to attack over here just because the Annihilator's in range of something, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let's just blow this guy away. Start thinning them out, why don't we?
Enemy mech destroyed.
So I think what I'm going to do is have, since the 2 slower mechs are going to be here, I believe our faster mechs will try to respond on the other side.
Standing by.
Let me jump a little closer. That might actually improve our aim a little bit. Yes, it does. So let's go ahead and go after the catapult.
Roger.
There we go. This is what happens when you don't maintain your battle mechs. Turns out not maintaining your battle mechs is a bad idea. The wall blocking line of sight, so they're not able to do a whole lot.
No
Not
shooting,
actually going to
just
attack.
running.
Let's just keep looking for targets. There is that was the mech that's launching all the missiles. I believe I will also blast this guy away. I mean, why not? He probably deserves it.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Oh, they brought a Marauder, jeez.
What are your orders, Skipper?
That's not bad, but it's not going to be enough, I'm afraid.
I'm rolling.
All right, let's go. Let's start working on this catapult. Ammo explosion.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Oh my god, like, mechs that are not fully repaired and have ammo are in, like, they're just like bombs, practically. They're just like, they're just that. They're basically just bombs. I'm gonna jump up here and probably launch some missiles at this guy. Yeah. It looks like they're derping out a little bit. Looks like they're getting a little bit confused. Nah, I'm gonna keep scrambling over here. We need someone to start responding to these guys over here. I was tempted to go for that melee attack because it would have been a really beautiful melee attack too. It's not gonna be enough.
Ready to rock.
Okay, I guess I have this rear shot that I'm gonna take. I mean, if you're offering it,
Locking off. All weapons.
that's the end of them. Damaged the wall a little bit, but it's still
Tango is
standing.
trash, Skipper.
Oh, I have a direct shot on this guy, but I'm out of range, unfortunately. I'm trying to see if I can, like, skip and hop around these walls in order to do something, just do some shenanigans. But so far, it doesn't look like I can. Yes, you have breaching shot, so I'm going to use breaching shot on this rifleman with the Gauss rifle.
Affirmative. Think I hit something good.
Breaching shot, obviously, really good on hard-hitting single weapons. Gonna let the ACs rest, so I'm just gonna fire one for the breaching shot.
Engaging target.
Oh my god, they both hit his left leg too, jeez.
Enemy mech.
Wasn't even an intended
Detected.
effect, but perfectly fine, we'll take it. We might actually be able to wipe out their attack force. I mean, I think we've got 2 turns left after this. Rifleman 4D, this is the PPC variation. Not the right one for a desert battle. I'm just saying.
Standing by.
Valkyrie. Oh, it looks like we actually can make an attack. Not a super great one, but we need to just start getting the shots out because we're running out of turns to try and destroy everyone. Marauder is not going to do anything, I guess. Looks like we have another rear shot, though. We'll take it.
I'm there.
Precision strike rear. Let's just use our ammo-based weapons.
Stand still, Duck.
Oh, I thought we would have them. Ow! Stop shooting me. What a jerk.
Reporting. Serious armor loss.
You should still be fine. Yeah, you're fine. Just a complainer. That's what it is. I'm not even going to use a precision strike here because I want to save the resolve. I'm just going to mow this guy down. The old-fashioned way. Oh god, he's dead.
Enemy
D-E-A-D.
mech destroyed.
Receiving you.
Junior! What can we do? Can I make a jump that will get me into range of a shot of some kind? Looks like no. Just jump over here, I guess. Okay, we're gonna use a breaching shot on our LRMs here. Was hoping to maybe get something interesting.
Waiting for orders.
No such fortune, though. We are able to walk right in here, though. And let's go ahead and burn this guy. Just full guns on everything. Doesn't quite take us over our heat threshold.
Locking on.
That does force a shutdown, which is good.
Battle mech power-up detected.
Power's up, but has to skip his turn.
Yep.
Is there a way to destroy both of these guys, maybe?
Ten-4.
We're gonna split fire. How much? Got about 55 remaining there, and you've got about 61. Okay, do a little bit of both on each. I think what we're gonna do is this will put us into this will cause us to overheat, but oh well, we're gonna do it anyways. Nah, I won't do it. I'll just fire the Yeah, I'm just gonna do a precision shot rear torso here, like this. Okay, good. That's enough to take him out. Oh man,
Target down.
we just need to get this last kill. Unfortunately, I can't do anything. I'm not in range of anything. I don't think we're gonna get it personally, but like,
How's it going?
depends on if I can get a shot, which I can. I need a rear armor shot, though, to make this happen, or to even have the chance to make it happen.
Up high.
I will spend the precision strike. It's a maybe. It could happen, but like we're gonna have to get a lot of hits rear center torso. Let's see. I mean, we win either way, but like, it'll just be pretty neat to be able to destroy all of them.
Target's up. All three are on.
Oh man, we got him! The entire team was wiped out. We got it, boys. All targets eliminated. Sit tight, I collect you where you are at right now. That's that, boss. Lord Jesper is down and that factory is secure. And you did your work beautifully. The pride of House Bissett lays strewn across the battlefield, reduced to a broken heap. Your company has outdone itself, Commander. I couldn't be happier with your performance. Rendezvous with me in orbit, and we will settle your payment in full.
Mission successful.
Well, there we go. I guess we'll get to hear about if those innocent people got smashed, which were like, wah, wah, wah. Here is the kill board. About what I would have expected, especially since Valkyrie's mech was not really designed to knock the enemies out of the battle, but yeah, everyone just super shooty, blasting them up. The salvage, also about what I expected. There's only one real interesting thing here, and this was a Magnum Mark II medium laser with the extra 10 damage. Extracurricular activities, part 3, high orbit over Brockway. Bradford says, you've done a yeoman's job, Commander. The pride of House Bissett has been dragged through the mud and humiliated. I await Duke Bissett's response with giddy anticipation. Duke Royden Bissett, born 2974. Duke Royden Bissett is the patriarch of House Bissett, a noble house of middling influence in both the Davion and Steiner royal courts. House Bissett's blood ties to noble houses in both the Federated Suns and the Lyran Commonwealth have provided Duke Royden with a great many political advantages, which he has in turn leveraged to increase his family's political capital. A man of enormous stature and unquenchable appetites, Duke Royden is viewed as a charming bon vivant by his friends and an uncouth barbarian by his enemies. His eldest son and heir, Lord Jesper of Bissett, serves as a lance commander in the armed forces of the Federated Suns. We were happy to be of service, Graf Stieglitz Bradford. And even happier, and you're even happier to receive your pay, I'm sure. I shall wire it to you directly. And now, if you'll excuse me, I must prepare for my meeting with Duke Bissett. The art of the gloat requires practice, and I intend to subject the haughty bastard to a masterclass in ridicule. Of course. Until next time, sir. Until then, my friends. Until then. Brief Alban Stieglitz Bradford silhouette flickers and disappears. Smug son of SOB, isn't he? I hope he enjoys his big win at court. It'd be a damn shame if all those locals lost their lives for nothing. For what it's worth, I agree with you. I don't like seeing innocent people getting killed over political games of a spoiled aristocrat either. Unfortunately, keeping people like Graf happy is our business, gang. We don't get to dictate what they hire us for. Truer words have never been spoken, spacketed people. The sooner we can put this place behind us, the better I'll like it. Let's go find ourselves a job with fewer complications. I guess it's more of that. Oh my god, look at this. We are actually in friendly. Like, we went from like neutral up 2 levels in reputation with the Lyran Commonwealth. Wow, I was not expecting that. So here's what we got, a heat bank. I'll always take more of these. Oh, we got a piece of the king crab. So now I actually have 2 pieces of king crab, which means I could potentially assemble a second one. Wasn't expecting that. A very high quality rangefinder, which allows the battle mech to see farther. Very useful for scouts. We got a Federated AC-10 with an extra... Wow. So 40 stability damage on an AC-10 is basically double. It gives it the stability impact of an AC-20. Got a very high-quality LRM-5, though I don't use LRM-5s too often. We got the Awesome 8T. I think this is the missile variation of the Awesome. We don't even have the regular Awesome. Awesome 8Q is the standard one. And then we've got an enhanced TTS. Oh, that's obviously the best thing here is, oh, why? We got an enhanced flamer. Maybe this is the best thing that we found. It has 5 more damage. Yeah, it does 5 more heat damage than normal. That's actually pretty good. We've got a Magna Mark II. No, there's a Magna Mark III large laser with 5 more damage and 1 more accuracy. That's pretty good as well. As well as some pieces of a Wolverine and a bonus payment of 1 million C-bills. Actually, not half bad. Not half bad at all. All right, boys, so that is that. Looks like no one even cared about those, like, poo-poo, innocent, blah, 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 civilians. No one even made a big deal about it, so out of mind, out of place, doesn't even matter. So, let me know what you think of the Burninator. I guess that's kind of what the Grasshopper is, like the Burninator. It worked a little better than I thought, and I bet it would work even better on a Martian battle or a moon surface battle, because your heat sinks work even less effectively there, but nevertheless, it worked pretty well in those desert climates, and the key is definitely to, let the enemy kind of build up some heat, and then kind of like punish them, like, ha-ha, you went to 50% heat, now go all the way in heat. So, it was definitely an interesting. I might continue using the strategy, though we do need some battle mechs that better take advantage of shutdown mechs. Like, I need maybe a few more sniper battle mechs, because we really only have, like, 2, the Annihilator and the Marauder. I guess also kind of the Highlander, but mainly the Marauder and the, what do you call it, the Annihilator, because their weapons are very dominantly long range capable. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments section. Pretty interesting. What would you have done? Would you have helped those poo-poo civilians or not? Let me know what you think down in the comments section. Like the video if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future BattleTech DLC career content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.